Here we have a girls cross country runner at Martin Luther King High School in Riverside, California. She delivers an impassioned plea to her school board amid an ongoing controversy over a transformer athlete on her team, right? So basically, before I play this video, we're going to have this 16-year-old girl here, and she is going to speak out on a specific transformer joining the track team and this transformer stealing the spots of a couple females on the team, and she's the only one, quote unquote, brave enough to address this issue. Let's hear her out before I give you guys my opinion on the whole thing. And the people that have been subscribed to me for a while are already going to know where I'm going to go with this. But let's play this. Fair use. Shout out to the New York Post.
I'm a student at Martin Luther King High School, and I run on the cross country team. So I'm constantly affected by these actions that have taken place this season. And I have been around the females and just my team in general who have felt almost silenced to speak out about it because the whole LGBTQ is shoved down our throats. It is put in our
fair use. Before I keep playing this video, as soon as I hear Martin Luther King High School, I don't know if the powers that may be are going to be apt to help anything with Martin Luther King attached. Okay, I'm not going to pause it anymore. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
Face, and we live in a society where it is almost impossible to speak out on it without facing the repercussions of it. And I went myself to have a discussion with the head of the athletic director when nobody really felt comfortable enough to speak out. And I don't think it's fair, knowing Caitlin and knowing Taylor, to see their spots getting taken away, to see all these things being jeopardized for one person. It feels as though that my school and the school district is choosing to support one person instead of the whole team and the whole school as a total. And it is not okay that I have to be in a position where I'm going to practice and having to see a male in booty shorts and having to see that around me as a 16-year-old girl. I don't find that as a safe environment. I don't at all. And going into locker room and seeing males in there, I don't find that safe. I don't find going to the bathroom safe when there's guys in there. It's not okay. I'm a 16-year-old girl. There's girls around me where we do not feel safe having boys in our environment. And it isn't okay. It isn't okay to have them on our team. It isn't okay when it's the genetics.
Oh, you tell him, Queen, and you can see, that's her dad right there. Shout out to the father here. Now, look, man, how do I say this nicely? Because I don't want to take away from this moment, but let me just put it out there first. At the end of the day, I am a troll and a hater first. That is my origins of joining this internet. I started off as a troll and a hater first, before anything. Now, only thing I can tell this young lady is this: step your game up. Step your game up. Step your game up. I'm sorry the Transformers are taking over your sports, but too many people have warned of this to come, right? First of all, when I'm hearing women complaining about the Transformers, right, taking over female sports, I need them to take the L on this. You need to finally come out and be like, look, men and women are not equal. We're not equal. If you're quote unquote brave enough to say Transformers don't belong in female sports, right? You need to be brave enough to be like, look, men and women, we're not equal. This needs to stop. That's how it needs to start, bare minimum, before you even start complaining. You need to concede that and finally bow down. Okay, let me stop. But you see what I'm getting at. You need to finally bow down and concede. Look, men and women are not equal. That needs to be bare minimum before you even start complaining about this. Now, number 2, I would like to know who this lady or who her family voted for. Because if you're in a district or in an area or a city with Martin Luther King attached to it, you probably voted for the left. Now, if you've been voting liberal for I don't know how many years, You keep voting left, 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 no matter what, just no matter what, for umpteenth years. You can't be shocked at the results to complain about the Transformers now, while at the same time voting a certain way. You're not really going to get sympathy. Not necessarily, it's not just necessarily sympathy from me, but does the school board, the government, like, I don't know if you have you ever seen like those Chicago, city council hall like meetings, and like you see the citizens going up to complain about the immigrants and all this stuff. I mean, or you see people in certain states complaining about drag queen hour, and alphabet people putting certain things in kids literature. But you could tell, like, the council, like the people of the council that are hearing the citizens out, you could tell they're just like tired. And it's not because they don't like them complaining, it's because they're like, you guys literally voted for this. You voted for this. That's, you need, people don't read the fine print. We just keep clicking accept terms and conditions without reading the fine print. Right? This is why when I was a kid, even in high school, even though I was left leaning, when it came to this specific topic, I was silenced when I was one of the few people speaking out like, yo, we can't be having these mentally ill people that call themselves the alphabet community talking about, oh, it doesn't matter what bathroom I go to. This is ridiculous. I was silenced because of that opinion, and I don't know why people were shocked that I had that opinion. I just thought it was just common sense. That was like one of the few things me in the religious community aligned with, because I just thought it was just common sense. But I digress. You know what I mean? I digress. But let's look at the comment section for this specific video, right? So right here, you see me with the top comment. It says, "Gotta step your game up." So somebody else. So it's basically, most of the comments is going to be praising her for being, 16 and being well spoken and saying what she feels and blah 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 blah. Right. So one comment says, "Only 16 and better spoken than most adults. Well done." Nah. You could call me a hater, but nah. I disagree. And then you have another comment. It says, "Keep sports gender specific and separate. She is courageous. Make sports great again." But like I said, it's too late for that. It's too late. It's too late. You done let the alphabet community gone too far for far too long. It's too late. I'm sorry. It's too late. It's too late. Like, you don't like. Here's the thing, specifically with the alphabet community and but specifically the transformer community. We've been saying these people are mentally ill for how long? The religious community has been saying this community is not is not it. You know what I mean? They've been saying that for so long. Okay, let's hit the next comment. Right. Somebody goes, "The same people who force this nonsense on the rest of the public are the same people who complain about other people throwing their religion in everyone's face." Somebody else says, "Where are the feminists who claim they're for women when they're needed?" Well, the feminists, they voted for this. This is why I don't want to hear no complaints. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If I was on, there's certain things I don't really have high tolerance for, and this is one of these things. If I was on a council thing, whatever, if I was one of the people on there, if I had any liberal or any woman coming up there complaining about the Transformers taking over women's sports, you know what I'd be like? You know what I would? I would literally just be like, "Shut the F up. Next, next." Like I already told you, bare minimum, and you already know I don't even like trad cons and all that, but bare minimum, you need to start off the discussion like, "Look, men and women are not equal. We are not. We are not the same, and this is why we need it like this." And you need to have an extensive history of anti-alphabet community. But there's too many women out here. Too many women out here. Too many to count. I'm talking about on the liberals and the conservative side. Too many women out here with alphabet people as friends, alphabet people as quote unquote allies, partying with these mentally ill people. Like, there's too much of a connection there. So where like now that I'm talking about now, like you'd have people laugh when you had Transformers tricking men into sleeping with them, not telling them, or tricking men into kissing them on camera, not telling them. People laughing at the dudes, right? Transformers targeting kids for God knows how long, and then the liberals would just write it off as, oh, it's just the conservatives making a big deal out of nothing, right? But only now that it affects women's sports, now we have to do something about this. Nope. You might as well let it play out. You might as well let it play out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a speed run through this video one more time. I'm going to do one more speed run through the video. Okay. We're going to speed up the speech a little bit. Fair use, by the way.
I'm a student at Martin Luther King High School, and I run on the cross country team. So I'm constantly affected by these because the whole LGBTQ is shoved down our throats, it is put in our face, and we live in a society where it is almost impossible to speak out on it without.
I'll say this: no, it's impossible for men to really speak out on this, but that's a whole other issue.
Facing the repercussions of it, and I went myself to have a discussion with the head of or the athletic director when nobody really felt comfortable enough to speak out, and I don't think it's fair, knowing Caitlin and knowing Taylor, to see their spots getting taken away, to see all these things.
Hey man, you got to step your game up. You know, like when we were younger, when you're kids, you'll have like that one girl that could play with the boys, right up to like age like 11 or 12 years old. Then that's when the boys start hitting puberty, and then just the gap just kind of widens from there, right? So I'm pretty sure if you ask dudes, would you mind if a girl was good enough and she had a transition and she wanted to play male sports, they would accept her. In my opinion, a lot of dudes would accept the girl if she could play. In fact, you already have that. You remember you had the female kickers joining these male college football, sports, and then we got to celebrate that, right? But now when men are joining women's sports, oh no, this cannot happen. Why? It's time to stop playing pretend, because it's only now you got men joining women's sports. Now I said, yeah, you might as well. Let it all loose. Let the Transformer dudes go into the female prisons. Oh, I don't think we can have that. Oh, of course not. Hey man, I'm just here for the ish show.
Things being jeopardized for one person.
This show, if you know what I'm saying.
It feels as though that my school and the school district is choosing to support one person instead of the whole team and the whole school as a total, and it is not okay.
Well, you got to see what your district or the people of your district, who they voted for. You got to do the research on that. Your parents should tell you before you even started complaining. Your parents should have told you, look, I know this is crazy right now, but this is how the politics of the game work. That's really what a parent should do, instead of just having your kid look crazy out there, because you're gonna meet a ninja like me that's just like not going to care, and I'm just literally gonna be like, well, what did the people vote for? You know what I mean?
That I have to be in a position where I'm going to practice and having to see a male in booty shorts and having to see that around me as a 16-year-old girl. I don't find that as a safe environment.
You don't say. You don't say. But anyways, somebody said, proud of her. Enough is enough. It's tough being a 16-year-old girl in general, but throwing males in their private spaces are not okay. Protect women. And just to let you TradCon dudes know, if you actually look at the verbiage that women are using, they're still blaming men. Like, in terms of, I'm talking about, they're blaming men in general for this. Why are men invading women's sport? They're still looking at you guys like it's our fault that this is happening. So before you start virtue signaling on my channel and all this stuff, I just look at the verbiage. They're still blaming you for this. I'm talking about, they're just blaming men in general for this happening, even though they voted for this. Right? Just putting that out there before you guys start complaining in my comment section.